Next question, I want you to take out your calculator and type in something. I want you to type in log, so the LOG button, and then -3. And again, remember the negative sign in parentheses. And if you do that and you hit enter, you're going to see that it says non-real answer. And the reason why it's saying that it's a non-real answer is because when you graph any logarithm for any base, you're going to see that it looks something like this. And it has this horizontal or vertical asymptote, at x is equal to 0. But it never crosses past into this negative area of the Cartesian coordinate system. So when we are talking about the domain of a logarithm, it's not all real numbers because all these values over here that are negative never get hit by a log. So our domain is going to be 0 to infinity when we have log base b of x. Now in this next section here, we're not always going to have just an x. We're going to have something else for the argument. And so when we have something else for the argument, what will happen if we just extrapolate this? Our domain is x greater than 0. So if I have log base b, let's say, of x plus 2, then the x is playing the same role of x plus 2 here. X playing the same role now of x plus 2 should be greater than 0. So the rule that we need here is that when we are finding the domain of a logarithm, we are going to set the argument, and that's that quantity in parentheses, greater than 0. And that's because we never hit these negative values. It's always positive when we are looking at the argument. So in this question, when they ask log base 5 of x plus 7, all you need to do is say, okay, my argument is the quantity in parentheses here. So I need x plus 7 greater than 0. So I solve, I get x is greater than -7, and that is our domain. Now, of course, sometimes the answer is not written in that format. It's written in interval notation. So if I write this in interval notation, my -7 is here. It's greater than, so the arrow will go to the right, and then a parenthesis because of the fact that it's strictly greater than -7. So our answer for the domain is going to be -7 to infinity. Okay, so that's the really cool thing about the argument, is that the argument has to be greater than 0. So whatever number you plug in to the argument, you got to get that full argument of x out to a positive, strictly positive, not equal to 0. So again, the domain, argument greater than 0.